In the past few days, one of the stories that has been trending on the Nigerian media is a story of the planned sighting of military bases for the United States and France in Nigeria. The story attracted opinions and debates from Nigerians in different parts of the country on the proposed sighting foreign military bases in the country, until last night, when the federal government finally reacted in a statement by the Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris, who debunked the claim. Now, the minister said the federal government was not engaged in any discussions with the foreign countries regarding the establishment of military bases in Nigeria, nor had it received any proposals of such. However, this is, of course, what we will be talking about. Even when, of course, the Nigerian government, the federal government, and also the France government through the France embassy, echoed and re-echoed the fact that there was no proposal on the table and there was no thoughts of it. What we would want to know, with every situation, we all know that in every room there's an atom of truth, right? There is no smoke without fire. The federal government is denying it. Okay, we'll take it. But in order for us to, understand the impact of if this should ever in any situation happen, we would want to hear from you. What is your take? I mean, Nigerians are people rather that, of course, have the mind of their own. We are this country who pride itself of its own sovereignty. We pride ourselves saying we're more than Niger, we're more than Chad, other countries, because we feel we have our own sovereignty, our own independence for the longest time without any other country interfering in our own, leadership, in our own control of our country. So what do you think, if at all, this should happen? What is your take on that situation? This is what we'll be talking about on the show this morning, and we'll definitely put up the phone line that you would get to reach us and share your own thoughts on everything happening on this. What is your take? Do you think the U.S. and the France should be allowed to, put and camp their military bases in Nigeria? I mean, we've had a lot of, statesmen, even it started from the northern elders coming out to say, we do not want this. And we all know they will not just come out without hearing something about this happening. And other people, we've heard of religious leaders calling out to also say that should not happen. We've had ambassadors, people that have been interacting with the foreign countries, diplomats coming out to give their 2 cents about it. And one of the diplomats that caught my attention when he pointed out situation is Professor Jibril Ibrahim, giving his reason, appeared on Channels TV, where he made mention of the things that we should expect if at all this should happen. And one of the things that caught my attention is the fact that he pointed out, if at all, the presence of the U.S. and the foreign military in a country would help back everything up. How come the Sahel region is facing a lot of insecurity matters, which is, the truth? If they are saying we are going to help you, in helping your defense, so why is countries like that also facing a lot of insecurities? It just kept increasing, and until now there is still battle of it. And also we know that when Niger insisted that the foreigners, that's the France military bases, should leave their own country, they had an alliance with a Russian government. And if at all now, as a Nigerian who has an amazing bilateral arrangement with all of these countries, we're talking about Chad, Niger, Mali, based on the fact that they are from the same region. So with all of that, if at all they decide to camp the France embassy, the France military base rather here, that's like we're picking a side. And that would definitely jeopardize the bilateral or multilateral relationship with these countries. So there's a lot to consider, but I would definitely want to hear your take on all of this, on the knowledge that you have gathered. So go ahead, call us on the number on your TV screen. Let's hear your take, your thoughts on all of this, on the federal government saying no, there is nothing as such. It just seemed like, okay, Nigeria has just concocted the story from somewhere and dishing it out just for talking sake. Let's hear your thoughts on exactly what you think is happening on this matter, if at all this situation should happen, which of course I think let's use on percentage, based on the people that have voiced their opinion, 70% of Nigerians are coming out to say we do not want that happening. I'm assuming that 30% are the people that perhaps have not had the platform to share their take on this, which is why we're giving you the platform. So go ahead, call us on the numbers on your screen. Let's hear your take on this situation. I mean, another thing that he spoke about is the fact that if we at all take this deal, then it would definitely mean that, we are not only getting Niger as enemies, we're getting the other francophone countries, the countries that were colonized by the French, rejecting them. These people would also be our enemies, and also the Russian. All right, we have a first caller. Good morning. Yes, can you hear me? Because your voice is a bit low. Can you speak louder?
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Your name and location. Please turn down the volume of your TV set and talk to me through your phone. Are you with us?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location.
Yeah, my name is Weke Chamberlain.
Okay. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Port Harcourt, Rivers State, precisely.
Okay. It's good to have you from Rivers. So go ahead. What is your take? Should it happen? Should we have military bases?
Yes, the question is yes or no response, and I will say no. And reason being that we know that so many countries that got these policies are never smiling today. Some of the military takeovers that has happened in those countries is because of the military presence of these foreign entities. And for Nigeria, we know that yes, actually we are facing some insecurity issues. But that will not guarantee us or grant us that privilege of asking some other person to come up, mount our security apparatus here. It will not pay us well, and I bet it will not. And my worry now is the House aware of this? The House of Assembly and Senate, are they aware of this? If they are aware of it, what is their own take? Have they approved it? Because one thing about information like this is, if it is coming from a source, and if that source is the right source, that means it's something that is going to take place. Except if the source is not the right source, then it will not take place. So if it is coming from the right source, that means probably they have also agreed that this thing should be. But my worry also is, if it comes to play, that means in the future Nigeria will suffer it. That is just the basic truth. So for me, like I said, it's a yes or no answer. And my answer this morning is no. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. I mean, to clarify, the question of if the House of Assembly, the Senate are aware of it, what they're saying, I mean, with the mouthpiece of course, the federal government, that is the Minister of Information, they're saying they are not aware of anything like that happening. Now they're saying that Nigerians just, perhaps someone just concocted the story and put it out there, because the first thing would have been, the news would slip out there and let's see Nigerians' reactions first. Then the federal government would say, okay, we've gotten a proposal, and let's take it to the Senate and see what they think about it. Those are the steps they tend to do. But we all know how, countries, how things like that happen. Even if in an organization, people tend to drop a bit of rumor first to see how people would take the situation. That is what it looks like is happening. But then the federal government has said, oh, no, there is nothing like that even in the table. So it seems the story is concocted. But if at all it happened, what would we do? Because it's always good to solve a problem or to think, the crisis management situation. You think about how to manage something before it happened, not when it is happening, and then you start finding solutions which might take longer. So this is why we're given the platform, if at all, this should take place. So we're doing it for, if at all there is an atom of truth to this, the federal government should, hear from an average Nigerian why they should or should not take, this deal. So go ahead, call us on the number on your TV screen. Good morning. Good morning. Please turn down the volume of your TV.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location.
Okay, good morning. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. My name, I'm John. I'm calling from Ajakuta, Kogi State.
Okay, John, it's good to have you from Kogi. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, we don't need a foreign military base in Nigeria. Take our mind back to 30, 40 years ago. We can take care of ourselves. We sleep in our house with our two eyes closed. So, according to J.P. Clark in his poem, The Casualty, we are casualty of corruption. This is not casualty of civil war. So we have to look into it well. According to the poet, he said the casualty are not only those who have started fire. Now they cannot put it out. Thousands are born that have no say in the matter. Many people that have started the government of Nigeria, many of them have died. They left this macabre development trailing. Our constitution is what caused this. We have to go back to the constitution. This year, Council said we can't progress with 1999 constitution. A constitution where we don't punish offenders of the law outright. We can't go ahead. So if there's sacred cow, there should also be sacred chicken and sacred fowls, sacred rats. So all of us should be equal before the law, according to Daniel Carnegie. So we should go inward. It is not foreign military. Let us go inward and sanitize our hearts. During the COVID-19, we said we sanitize our hands. We should sanitize our heart too. So it is the constitution, and we should be ready to call a spade a spade. Our constitution has Frankenstein monster form, which is provided here, and now we can no longer control it. Corruption is now a hydra-headed monster that appears untamable in the country. May God help us. So we don't need military base. Look at Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali. Look at what they are sending their foreign military base away because they are cheating on them. They are running with the hair, hunting with the hoods. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that call and, for giving detailed thoughts on this situation. Let's hear your take. Do you think it would be wise? Because there might be some advantage to it. So we would want to hear if you think this could be some kind of beneficial agreement that would favor Nigeria. Let's hear your take on that. I know you give us reasons on why you think this should happen. And if not, then of course we would want to hear how you came to that conclusions. What should we do? I mean, it's all about Nigerians because even they're governing the people because we chose to put them there. So let's hear from Nigerians. Let's hear from you. Go ahead, call the number on the TV screen and tell us your take on it. The U.S. military base proposal in Nigeria and, of course, the France military base in the country. What do you think? Should we give them a place to put their base? Giving them, of course, like I said earlier, would definitely show that we have picked a side. And if we look at, I've given the countries that, the example of the countries that have been ruled by the Francophone, then let's talk about the U.S. We've seen how U.S. have interjected, trying to support a particular country if they are fighting another country. And these wars tend to take forever. We're seeing what is happening between the Ukraine and Russia. We're seeing what is happening currently between Israel and the Palestinians. There is also a situation of what happened for the longest time. We saw how the Iraq, situation where the U.S. was supporting the Iran, but then now it seems the U.S. are supporting Israel to fight Iran. It's just how that situation is. But then at the end of the day, France and U.S. would never put Nigeria first. I mean, in the national anthem of the United States, it's God bless America first, So we definitely have to put ourselves first. So let's hear your take. Go ahead and call us Now, on this matter, like I said, a lot of people spoke about it, and the former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Professor Bolaji Akinyemi, has stated his own piece. He says the United States, which he cited the United States, saying proposed military base move will bring Nigeria into a confrontation with other African countries. Akeyemi said, while speaking to Arise TV on Monday, he said that there is hope for development, but then it is not true, adding that Nigeria have a long history of attempting to install military base around it. So now there's been, a dig up of situations, a dig up of stories saying it hasn't been today. This rumor has been circulating for the longest time. And we are grateful for media these days to be able to, mass media is given platform to be able to reach every Nigerian to know exactly what is happening in their country. And of course, like Trust TV will give you opportunity to share your take on all of this. But then if this has been going on for the longest time and people are not even aware of it, then we know there's been a lot of things, being hidden in the cupboard, but then we're bringing it out right now. So he said that you will recall that, or you will recall or not, but then even if you're too young, at the time of our independence, there was an attempt by the British to install a military in Nigeria. It was raised by, in the parliament, a student from University of Ibadan came on a march, and that was a brouhaha, and finally they killed the project. Therefore, this will not be the first time that an attempt like this has been made in the country. And we all know how all these developed, powerful countries will want to definitely have a stake or say in the underdeveloping countries, because it would be more beneficial to them than it would be for us. So with all of this knowledge, of course, I'm trying to put everything out there. That way you would be equipped with the knowledge before you make your decision on what you think is best for Nigeria. So he also said that the last thing Nigeria wants is to have military base by a superpower counterforce to another superpower, because in a way, Russia is moving into Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, in a way. And of course, we all know how the Russia, China are at loggerhead, of power and sovereignty with the US, the UK, and even the France. So with all of that knowledge, what do you think? I mean, when it comes to African countries, we tend to over rely on, these countries, but then we have a lot of unexploited mineral resources. We have unexploited market, rich entertainment, culture, a lot of things that we're not really taking advantage of at this moment as us. So these people are aware of all the potentials that we have in our country. So do you think all of this would favor Nigeria? If at all, they should come and say, okay, we've noticed you have insecurity issues. Let's help you by setting our own military base in the country. Let's hear your thoughts. Go ahead, call us. Good morning. Good morning. Are you with us?
Yes. Yes.
Your name and location. Do we still have you on the line?
Yes.
I think the network is bad. I don't know if you can hear us. Okay, we lost that call. Please go ahead. Call us back. Let's hear your take on this situation. Should the military bases be cited in Nigeria, talking about the US and the France, should it happen? If at all there is an undergoing thought of this ever happening, do you think it should happen? Let's hear your take. Go ahead, call us on the number on your TV screen, and let's get the discussion going. I mean, the federal government, let's talk about the things that the federal government made mention of. All right, we have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and location.
I'm from Abuja.
Are you with us? Hello? All right, I think we lost that call I mean, the network seems to be not favorable at this point, where, of course, we know we have to have a discussion about something that would definitely, affect our nation and affect us as a people of Nigeria. So let's go ahead, please. Keep trying. Let's hear your take on this. Should the federal government agree to the U.S. and the France military bases to be sited in the country at the moment? If you are for, then of course we would want to hear your take on why you think that could favor Nigeria. If you're against it, of course, we also want to hear your take on the situation because Nigerians, like I said, a huge chunk of them are saying, situations like this are not happening. But why I am a bit confused is why the federal government are denying, exactly what is happening. But then, anyways, they said it is not happening, and we'll just have to work with what they say. But let's talk about it. What do you think? Should it happen? Should it not happen? If at all there's any consideration, go ahead, call us on the number on the screen. Let's hear your take on all of this situation happening in the country. As usual, we all have different opinion on what could favor the country. So let's hear you on that matter. But then talking about this, I mean, the federal government is saying that we should not believe every story that we hear out there. There is no story like that. And even though the France, through the French embassy has come out to say that there is nothing like that, the USA have not said really anything yet. So we're still waiting to hear from them to see if there will be any agreement or not, which they might not, address this situation at all. But then the France embassy are saying it is not true, it is not happening. But if it's going to happen, what do you think? Should it be done? It could favor us in some ways. Do you think so? So let's hear your take on why you think that could, favor us at all. So like I said, a lot of people came out to say we do not want this at all because it's not working, it's not going to work. There will be a fight of power between the Nigerian government and, the US or the France, if at all they have a military base in the country. It would definitely that's a fact. It would definitely reduce the power of the Nigerian government. I mean, even with your own military, there's a fear of, coup happening. Even with your own internal defense, there's that fear. All right, we have another caller. Let's pick that call. All right, we'll move on to that. Please go ahead, call us. Same, the network is a bit faulty, but then you can still try and make effort. We might have, opportunity to talk, to us about your take on this particular situation. So, like I said, the federal government is saying it is not happening, but they have given the fact that the reason that, of course, there is also a great agreement of support when it comes to security with the foreign, security help, but there is no plan of actually bringing them into the country. There would be a huge power tussle when they come. I mean, the military of a foreign country in your own country. We all know how. Even think of it this way: the internal security at some point we're having a bit of clash where everybody is fighting for some kind of authority to say I am above you and all of that. Even though these few past days, due to this huge success on security matters, we would agree that based on researchers, stakeholders in security matters came out to say there's been a huge advancement when it comes to synergy between the security agencies. But imagine if, another security agencies from another country coming into the country. Do you think that would be, favorable for Nigerians and Nigeria as a country? I honestly cannot wait. I don't know why the network is affecting. I really want to hear Nigeria's take on this particular situation? Because this is something that could, change Nigeria. It could mar us. It could favor us. I want to hear your take. So please go ahead. Keep trying. Let's hear your thoughts on this matter. And based on what happened during the ECOWAS, where there was a bit of sanction to Niger after the military coup, we saw how it affected a bit of the relationship, bilateral relationship between Nigeria and Niger. But then right now, if at all that should happen in the country, it would definitely be a message to Niger that, okay, we've picking, France over you, because Niger has declared that France is, not a friend of theirs. All right, good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning. Your name and location.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location.
Yeah. I'm speaking from Jos. I'm Tijani Muda.
All right, Tijani from Jos. Go ahead with your take.
What's happening is that the military base in Nigeria,
Yeah.
the military, the foreign military bases should be allowed to be cited in Nigeria, because if they did not allow, the banditry will take us out, and the crimes will be too much. So, for the northern people to be saying that there is no any, for the northern people to be saying that there is no any military, all the crimes that are committed, most of the riches, the riches in the northern and the emir, most of them, they know the crime that is happening in the north. They know. They are aware of it. The allies in the north, they know about it. Most of them know about the crimes in the north. They are killing people. All these bandits in the north, when we have an expert, an expatriate foreign, they will know what to do. They will know how to tackle all the banditry in any area and kidnapping. They have experience. They are expatriates.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, we already, there's been a lot of allegations of people within us are the one citing all of this violence and insecurities. But should we allow foreign military to come and help us? Do you think they would do things to benefit us?
That is very good. So what's happening is that let me enlighten you. Our military, most of them are corrupt. So they know something about what is happening. They collide with some of the bandits. Most of them, they did not allow some of the military who are honest to do their work.
So you think the foreign military are not corrupt?
Yes.
You think the foreign military are not corrupt?
No, I did not say that they are not corrupt.
Oh, okay.
But what happens is that our military,
yes,
our own military at home, most of them are corrupt. So they are colliding with the bandits and all these things, that crimes that is happening.
Yeah. So do you think if they should come, the foreign military that would assist us in curbing these insecurities?
Yes, they should come, because it's too much now. They should not allow any of the, it's too much. The crime is too much. They are killing people.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tijani, for your take. I mean, the only thing that I could hear from his voice is the frustration of the insecurity that keeps happening in Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, which right now is being echoed in other parts of the country. And yeah, based on even experts, there's been a lot of allegations saying there's a lot of corruption happening in the country, people inciting all of this. So at the end of the day, though, we'll have to give kudos to our own military personnel for what they're doing. We've seen a huge success. It's been counting of what the efforts they are putting up out there. in order to safeguard, to save the country, and then, of course, save the people in terms of security. Now, definitely, there's been a bit of challenges here and there. There's a lot of things that need to be upgraded, need to be updated, a lot of things. And the economy is not really in a stable place to make extra decisions like that. But then, hence the reason why the media is out there. We are here pushing for all of this. But of course, because of time constraint, we have to put a stop to this particular segment. And your take has been, considered and be heard. And we hope that necessary people would hear this, and for it not to, do anything that would sabotage the nation and its sovereignty. But then with that, of course, we will take a break. And when we come back, it will be time to talk about the power sector in Nigeria. So stay with us.